Hey everyone. This is gonna be kind of a real discussion that I'm gonna be talking about on how people act like they don't care about this or that on the internet. So this topic is gonna be about people who don't care about stuff on the internet. So first off, no one is saying you have to no one's saying you have to like or dislike someone. Like no one's saying you have to like or dislike something, like someone or something on the internet. Like example, like let's see. So put it as let's put this as an example. So Eminem, let's put Eminem as an example. So in my opinion, he's a really good rapper. I think I'm not too fond of rap, as rap can be hit or miss for me. I'm not entirely like I'm not like a total rap person, but if I'll listen to a few here and there. So this is my opinion. Like I really like Eminem. I think this the shit that he went through was something that's pretty relatable. Um, and the movie Mile was phenomenal. And I just think that the lots of stuff that he's done that's pretty relatable. The songs that he does is amazing. And I am aware that he's made a few really derogatory statements in some of his songs, which I don't necessarily agree with on some of those because but I will say this. I definitely disagree with those statements. However, because of how many years ago it was, it wouldn't matter as much now as Eminem is a totally different person or whatever. But anyways, so other than that, I really like him. He's really badass. I really enjoy his music. So there are a few people who don't like him. Some say like, "Oh, he has too much foul language," or some of this and that and all this stuff. So, so one thing I'm going to say is, some of the stuff that I can agree do come off pretty harsh. However, I can't say that I can't say I entirely agree with it because I curse a lot. I'm from the East Coast, so I I I do foul language a lot. So deal with it. So so this is another thing. So and I've always mentioned to people who don't really like Eminem. I told them like he's really successful. I've really enjoyed his stuff, and some people try to argue with me. So like I don't care how successful he is. So this is the main topic I'm going to talk about. If you don't care about someone, you wouldn't be bragging about that shit. So, and no one's saying you have to like Eminem. You have your opinion, which is all right, it doesn't affect me because I'm not Eminem myself. So, if you don't care how successful it is, you wouldn't be talking about it like a stupid person. So you're just making a bunch of stupidity out of yourself. So that's something that I'm going to be discussing. So on my old channel, I've made a lot of mistakes in the past, and some of you have seen it. Not everyone, but some of you who knew me for years now, you've seen how silly I could be in several videos. And sometimes some idiot will come by and saying like they're like that this is so wrong or blah blah blah. And it's like years ago. And then some people say like, and go ahead, I don't care what anybody says. And they're like, I don't care if you're a success, I don't care if you're a popular YouTuber or whatnot. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be commenting on it, you fucking stupid ass. Like, don't like I just don't know what else to say than you being stupid. So, and And stupid is just a major insult that I make. It's like a really big insult that I make about people. So so I call that person stupid. So and you wouldn't be commenting and then and yeah, so if you didn't care about people, don't brag about it. No one cares about your no one cares about your negativity. Like I mentioned a while ago, no one cares about your protest. No one cares about your stupidity. And no one wants to hear more like people don't really want to hear it. So, and if you didn't care, don't don't be bragging about it. And I'll admit, I'm not saying that I don't care, but a lot of people generally a lot of people don't really care about it, but not that I'm saying that I care, but sometimes these idiots need to stop. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know some of the insults that I've made come off really harsh. Like there was this one time, I'll admit that there's one really huge mistake that I made. Although now hardly anyone was aware of this. A kid told me you're always bullying people. Like it's like how the fuck am I bullying people? You're only commenting on a video about something irrelevant like a long time ago. And like this video was posted 2013 and I think the person who commented happened in 2019. So but either way, 6 years from then, like, that's still a long time ago. And it's like that video is like long gone and you still that's another thing that people will do. Like, they'll come to your old posts and start talking shit. And I'll admit, I've made mistakes too. So did everybody else I know. So, and and I'll be honest, there were several times where some people will tell me that you're always bullying people. Like I'm not bullying people. Don't come on on my troll side. Now I'm gonna be honest. The troll side of me is more like I'm more reserved. So like I don't make that first move until someone says something. And I'm not gonna lie, some of it comes off pretty harsh, like kind of like yo mama jokes. But instead of like your mama's fat or whatever, I remember this kid was saying something like he was being so dumb. Like I called him like, and your mama's a slut, and he's like, don't call my mama, and I'm like, I just did. So like he was just making a lot of nonsense on my channel at one point. Then I told him, and your mama is a slut, and your mama's still a slut. And then I show one of my friends, they're like, oh. Yep, and I'm pretty sure some of you who see this part of the video, they're like, oh. And I'm not ashamed of those statements. It's like you don't want to get in that side of me because you're not going to win. And people think like, how are you doing all this stuff? And some people tell me like, how are you so vulgar? How are you this? And I'm like, I've been on YouTube for many, many, many years. So so I'm pretty well I'm more the more of the keeping it real type of person, which is basically this playlist. So but yeah, I think people really need to stop bragging about how you don't care how someone is popular or don't care about this and that. No one wants to hear it. Nobody has that time, has that energy for it. So, and I'm going to tell you this. If you're trying to be a loudmouth to me, don't expect me to take everything offensively because I'm like the type of I'm like the shield of any hurtful things that try to come at me, which goes back at them. Like example, like let's say there's a like example, like let's say I'm a shield and let's say some people let's say a fireball was thrown at me and then shield goes back at them and then hurts them instead. So it's a shield, so be careful. It's more like you have to be careful what you say to me. So and I'll admit there are some really harsh insults, like example, like I said, your mom was a slut, or your mom was a prostitute, or that your mom, and then made another really bad insult saying like, your mama rather have cancer than deal with you. So my friends, when they saw that comment, they were like, oh, like my friends were just like, see, now I'm gonna be upfront about this. I do admit that a lot of like evolving cancer into arguments or insults does come off like pretty offensive. It's not derogatory because but it is not any better than like it isn't any better than derogatory comments. It's just so offensive. But and I'll admit, sometimes there are times that where I go that far. So so I'm just letting everyone know who sees this video, don't be coming at me in that way. And see, and I've made a lot of some people think like, oh, we don't think that you're that. We don't think you're that insultive. I'm like, calling a kid's existence cancer, saying a kid's mom is a prostitute, or the aunt is a slut asshole, like a kid's aunt is a slut, whore, or cunt, pussy, etc. Like you all think that you all will think I'm that, some people think I'm badass, like, they think I'm a cool guy or stuff, but I'm the ultimate level badass, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. So, and I'll admit there are a lot of hurtful comments that I make towards people if they come at me. So unless you're gonna come at me a certain way, unless you come at me a certain way, we'll be good. So, so it's fine if you don't care about something, just don't brag about it. Like example, like this is just so, and this is mainly targeted for people who mainly for teenagers and like younger children. And what amazes me, excuse me, and what amazes me is that some of these kids' parents don't even like look at their phones, and that's a scary part about about the newer generation. And I'm not gonna lie, I have made a YouTube a long time ago, and this is without my parents knowing. They did, I mean, they knew about it eventually, but I kind of made a YouTube like, like 11 years ago, and been doing a lot of stuff since. So, and I'll admit that there are things that I've done that my parents had no idea about. And but because I was at least 13, I was able to do this and that on YouTube. So that's the interesting part. Like I was able to do at least do this and that. And if those who are wondering, when did your parents find out? They found out maybe probably since I was maybe like 16 or 17 years old. They didn't really think badly of it because I didn't really do a whole lot of a lot of some, like they knew I was being silly, but they didn't think it was too much of a big deal. Let's just put it at that. So but yeah, it's fine if you don't care about something. Like I said, you don't have to care. You don't have to like. You don't have to do the to. You don't have to like something or someone. You don't have to care about someone and all that stuff. That's fine. But if you're gonna bring it out in the internet, just expect like a lot of like comebacks, because what you post is not private anymore. I'm just letting you know that I'm just letting you know that, like, so this is the thing. Some of you are lucky that stuff like this is being said on the internet, because if you said this to the wrong person in the streets, they would whoop your ass. And I've seen that before. Someone makes a comment to one person, and then they get their ass beat. So and I'm from the city, so, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. So, all right. So, but that's all I have to share. I will admit that there are things that I don't really care about. So, but at the same time, I don't go to videos like talking all that shit. So, and as for my main channel, on my main channel, excuse me, on my main channel, I don't post a lot of stuff that seems pretty negative on my main channel because I don't want to have to deal with another like violations. I don't want to deal with that on my main channel. I'm trying to put this main channel that I had on my on YouTube is to promote music, gaming, etc. This channel, which is my actual name, is for vlogs. So, and and I'll be honest, there are times that where people say no one cares, and it's like I really am half tempted to publish a comment saying that no one cares, and then I go to their comments and replying to them. However, I do have a troll account that I'm not going to disclose. I couldn't really put much on there because if I did, my main channel would either remove my main channel, like YouTube automatically deletes comments, and but luckily when it says and no one cares, luckily it was held for approval, but it's not going to be published. But and to be honest, while I might not give a fuck about that energy, if YouTube wasn't as sensitive with that stuff, I probably would use my troll channel and roasted the shit out of that person, and the person on that video looked like a kid. So, and I've also seen a few trolls trying to say shit on my main channel, and then I saw it with my troll channel, and obviously I've roasted the shit out of them and some of the and on my troll channel, and just screen recorded that shit. So like it's like why are you like why like I'm gonna be honest. Normally I roast people who try to keep doing this stuff, but do you all not have anything better to do with yourselves than to protest over how much you hate something? Like people, especially children, can be so stupid. Like, most people, especially children, are so stupid, and this has nothing to do with ages and all that stuff, but I really think people should. I think people really should fucking stop telling people, like, especially children, telling people what to do on YouTube. So that's all I have to say for now. Catch you all soon in another video. Bye bye.